All right, welcome everybody to this very brief presentation on KDELs, career planning and advancement. I'm Dr. KD Ewulu, lead coach and CEO at KD Leadership. Over the next maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes, I'll be going through a few scenarios on how to change professions, how to grow in your selected career and industry, how to break through the glass ceiling, and of course, how to make great decisions as a business leader or a business owner. So let's just go ahead and begin. I'll start right away. The first thing I want to share with us is that as you begin to kind of make up your mind to go further in your career, you got to remember that decisions have to be made. You got to make some serious decisions going forward, okay? Good things don't happen easily, all right? So we're going to start by looking at career analysis. Basically, we're going to be looking at a needs analysis, as you can see on your screen there. We're going to be looking at 5 scenarios, as I mentioned to you, that are important for us. And then, of course, we're going to be closing with the next move, which is our 30-minute free consult. Now, let's go back to the needs analysis. There is a case for a strategy, which we're going to be working on the next slide. And then I'm going to do a brief overview of a gap analysis, what it means, how it helps you to make great decisions going forward. And then we're going to go into the scenarios. The first scenario we're going to be looking at is if you're a director and you're trying to break through into leadership. Now, that's a tough one because there's a glass ceiling. We're also going to look at what you have to do as you switch professions. For those who are trying to move from one profession to the other, there are certain things that you have to do. And then we're going to look at a scenario for interns and young professionals, okay? People who've just entered an industry. You've probably been there for the first 2 or 3 years, and you're wondering how to make a career of this and how to grow and get up quickly to mid-level management or top-level management as quickly as possible. We're going to be dealing with that as well. And then we're going to handle the scenario of mid-levels wishing to get into top management positions, okay, within their departmental silos. You're trying to get to that top-level position. And then we have this unique group of people, those who are retiring or moving into second careers. You're trying to slow down a little bit, okay, and work in a position that is more schedule-friendly, where there's better work-life balance. We're going to be dealing with all that going forwards. So without much of talk, let's just get into the first thing we're going to be talking about today. And that is a needs analysis, the case for a strategy. All right, it's important to, as you see at the bottom of my screen there, plan your work. If you don't have a plan, a short-term plan, a long-term plan, you can't begin to work your plan. It just makes sense that you have to sit down, spend a requisite amount of time planning your career, what you need to do, the things you need to achieve to get there before you begin to work that plan. Otherwise, you're just spraying bullets in the air, okay? So as you can see, successful careers do require long-term planning, short-term action planning, the little sub-goals that you have to achieve in order to eventually achieve your long-term goal. And that will include sometimes having to study current and past successful leaders, how they got there, the certifications and the degrees and the qualifications and the experience they had to go through and attain to get to that position, okay? Because that's a roadmap. You got to study that. So what are we saying here? Plan your work, work your plan, be flexible. Now, no two plans are alike. You might pattern your plan to somebody else's, and then life happens. Something happens that slows you down or quickens you. So be flexible. If you try and you fail, try and try again. Be patient. Okay, Rome wasn't built in a day. Good things take time to mature. So when you hit a roadblock, step back a bit, reassess yourself. Be ready to be flexible, okay, to tweak your plans to suit emerging situations going forwards. And then, of course, you keep learning. When we stop learning, we atrophy. So I need you to remember that no matter how knowledgeable you are, there is somebody out there who is more knowledgeable, okay? So always keep an eye out to learning new things. All right, let's move on to the next thing I want to share with us here, and that is basically going into the nitty-gritty of the gap analysis. Now, your gap analysis includes about 5 or 6 different phases. The first one is describing your long-term objective. What's my ultimate destination? Where do I want to get to? The next one is, where am I now? What's my current status, my position? What qualifications do I currently have? Do I have a high school diploma? Do I have a 2-year degree? Do I have a 4-year degree? Do I have a master's degree? Do I have a professional certification? What's my annual income? All right, if you understand where you are, the journey starts with understanding where you are before you begin to go into the third phase, which is your future phase needs. Let's say you want to go from point A to point Z. You want to break that journey up into A to B, B to C, C to D, and on and on. Those are the future phased needs we're talking about. They've got to be realistic positions you're aspiring to. Realistic income jumps, revenue jumps that you're aspiring to, okay? Realistic career plans. You don't want to set yourself up to fail. Set yourself up so high that you're already discouraged before you start the journey. So we're going to help you set those phase goals, and they have to be achievable. They have to be relevant to your end goal, okay? And of course, we're talking about times, but let's talk about priority levels now. There are also certain actions and commitments you have to make in order to achieve your midterm goal and then your long-term goal, okay? Your tactics address your short-term goal, your strategy addresses your midterm goal. And both of these together help you get to your ultimate goal 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years down the line, all right? So you've got to have these plans in place, written down, of course, with calendar dates ascribed to each goal that you set. You got to also prioritize, okay, the levels of what you want to do. Each of your plans have a place within your grander scheme of things. All right, there are plans you have to handle the first time. There are others you handle 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line. And those are the priority levels. You got to rank your strategies and your tactics schedule-wise. And then finally, your milestones. Not only are you going to say, this is going to take me 3 months, but you need to call it out. 3 months from now could be November 15th. Go ahead and put in November 15th there. That way, that's what's called milestoning. That way, you're able to move forward and get things done. Okay, now, having talked about personalizing and modeling your unique career path, we're going to move to scenario number 1. I did tell you that that's something that happens with directors, okay? You're a director, you're the head of a department, and you're trying to break into leadership. I have encountered people who just couldn't make it into leadership, all right? They're frustrated, but they've been CTOs or CXOs, whatever the chief information officer, chief medical officer, chief technical officer, whatever it is in that middle, they've been directors for a long time. And they're frustrated because most job offers they're getting, okay, there might be slightly more pay, but it's still at that same director level. They're trying to move into the C-suite and they're frustrated. So you want to describe your long-term objective. What is it? C-suite. I want to be a VP, an EVP, an SVP, a president, or whatever that goes above the director level. Again, looking at that plan that we've set up, your gap analysis, you want to ask yourself, where am I now? Of course, because this particular scenario is for directors, you're a director, you're a head of department, you've got a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, and your earnings are between a certain level, okay? Let's forget about earnings right now because earnings vary based on the sector that you work in, all right? So your current status, you're a director, and you're trying to get over to leadership level. What are your future phase needs? All right, you're trying to move from the CTO to the VP or the COO level. And what do you need to achieve those phased goals. You need higher professional certifications, okay? You need to have more specific career projections. You need to ask yourself, where do I want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 3 years, and on and on. Call it out. And then, of course, you break it down to the actions and commitments you have to take. All right, am I going to apply internally to rise, or am I going to apply externally? Am I going to go outside of my organization to another one? Okay, I've got to learn to speak up. People are not going to read your mind. You've got to speak up and let people know what your expectations are going forwards with regards to promotions. You've got to be visible in professional associations and conferences, because the more you're out there in the world, the more people see you as a subject matter expert, as an influencer, and as a leader in your field, the more likely they're going to call you in to the C-suite level. All right? Excellent. And then, of course, your taxes could include attending certain courses, accepting mentoring. The thing about most leaders, most directors at that level is they think they've achieved the highest level of education. They don't need anybody's help. And that's a wrong premise. Accept mentors. No matter how good you are, as I said, there's somebody better. Look for people who will bring out a little bit more in you, who are going to help you stretch to a greater level of performance. Those are the actions and commitments you should be looking at. And then, of course, we look at priority levels. Again, you're going to rank the actions and the commitments they've put in place based on cost. What's going to cost you? Urgency, which one is going to come first, second, and third? Which one is more important to me? And then which one is more relevant to my goals? You're going to rank it that way. So you decide which of those little actions you're going to take first, second, third, and fourth. And then, of course, as I said, you got to have your milestones, calendar dates. And for this director to leadership career advancement program, you're basically looking at milestones 2 to 3 years. Of course, you might need to look at them biannually, that is, every 6 months. You've got to ask yourself, what moves have I made? What improvements have I made? What advancements have I made towards my ultimate goal? You need to assess yourself going forward. Okay, let's go to scenario number 2. We're going to be looking at those who are switching to other professional careers. Okay, you're switching your careers or your profession from one to the other. Again, most people who are in this position are looking for a more schedule-friendly career, something that allows them time to travel, to attend to their families, and things like that. They've been at it a long time, and they want to slow down the pressure on them. They want to share the profits and the effort with other people. And this actually focuses on people who are currently presidents in the C-suite, presidents, senior vice presidents, executive vice presidents, chief operations officers, CEOs, all right? Again, let's forget about the income, because the income varies depending on the industry that you're at. That's your current position. And what is your future phase need? You want to become semi-retired, right? You want to have a self-defined pace, work at a self-defined pace. That's your need. It's not as if the money is very important right now. As you can see, the income remains the same, if not less. Some people will take less money to have a less frenetic pace of operations. You've been a leader for a long time, so the money is not the issue. What's the issue now is other considerations, family commitments. You want to get closer to your grandkids. Those are the people I'm talking to right now. All right. Again, the actions and commitment you take before you can begin to slow down, okay? Land, so to say, as a plane touching down. Before you can do that, you got to groom your successor. That's a medium-term plan. You can't leave a position without grooming others to come in and take it over. Whether you're the final boss or whether you have somebody you're reporting to, it doesn't make sense to leave a vacuum when you're moving on. So you're going to train people who will succeed you. Groom your successor. Give notice. Give notice to your boss, to your people, to your stakeholders. And then, of course, you want to start that new career while grooming your successors. You don't want to just jump out onto the new career, okay, without having your successors in place. All right? So you want to start your new career, and then you're grooming your successors as well in the short term. So there is a dovetail. As you're leaving, your successors are coming in, and you don't leave a vacuum there. All right? Again, your priority levels will be, you want to start a new career while you're still in the old one. Okay? You want to groom your successors, and when you think they're ready, then you give notice. These are the priority levels. So one comes first, starting a new career. You want to be sure that that new career can stand on its own and can provide you what you're looking for before you shift. That makes sense. Then you want to ensure that you're grooming your successor to be sure you don't leave your current employers in the lurch. And then finally, you give notice. Again, your milestones are a two-year calendar-based dates going forward. All right. The next one we're going to be looking at here is interns. Okay. The next scenario is interns and early stage professionals. All right. Now, interns and early stage professionals are trying to get to mid-level positions, mid-level management, okay? They're trying to become supervisors, managers, okay? What is their current status? They're interns, and most interns have high school diploma, an associate degree, two-year degree, a four-year degree, that's a bachelor's degree, something equal to a four-year degree or less, okay? And of course, they earn slightly less money, $50,000 to $75,000 a year, and on. You're just an entry-level person in the organization. So what are your needs? Your future phase needs, where you want to end up in, is an SME. You want to become a subject matter expert, a project lead, so to say. All right? So you want to move from between 50 to 75K up onto about $100,000 a year. And what are your ultimate goals here? You want to probably make top management in 10 to 12 years. And leadership in 15 to 18 years. Now, this might sound like a long time, but for an intern who is just starting, that's not a long time, all right? So always remember that these things take time, but you have to have a plan and then walk the plan. Otherwise, before you know it, 10 years have elapsed and you're still basically in the same place. All right, so what are your actions and commitments? As I said, you already have a first degree. You want to get an advanced degree or advanced certifications in your field of industry. You want to apply for open, available senior positions internally. And if that doesn't work, look around to your competitors and apply externally in the medium term. You want to volunteer for big projects so you're more visible. Volunteering means that people hear of you, they see your good work, they see that you're advancing, you're growing, and you are being tapped for promotions and for growth, for advancement. Bear that in mind as we move on. Again, what is your priority as an intern? As an entry level, you want to get a higher degree. That's important because nobody's going to consider you if you don't have a higher degree or an added certification. So bear that in mind. You need a higher degree, you need an added certification, and then you volunteer for visibility purposes. What are your milestones here? You should look at things on a yearly basis or a two-yearly basis. You're looking at your academic achievements and your professional goals, professional certifications, joining of certain professional organizations. These are things that you have to consider and do going forwards. All right, we're going to be looking at the fourth scenario here. We're looking at those who are mid-levels. There are mid-levels who are aspiring to become directors or heads of department. A lot of the people I deal with actually belong to this level. They're mid-levels, they're not yet head of departments, but that's what they're trying to be. All right, again, your long-term objective is that of a director. After which, we look at your current status. You're a team lead, you're a project lead, you got a bachelor's and a master's degree, okay, and you're earning, between that 75K to 125K per annum. That's your current status. And what's your future phase needs? You're moving to the CTO, CXO position, all right? You're trying to move to that director position, chief that, chief this, okay? And so basically, you're looking at a salary that is obviously more than where you are right now, and of course, more visibility. Again, let's look at our actions and commitment. Remember, as you're moving from a mid-level person to management, top-level management, you got to mentor and train others in the medium term. If you're going to leave your position Again, those who will promote you, the decision makers who decide whether you're moving to the next level or not, are going to say, whom have you groomed? Show us whom you've mentored. Show us whom you've groomed to take over your current position. Because they're not going to move you out and then leave chaos behind, okay? Always bear that in mind. So learn to share the tricks of a trade, share your toolkit, mentor others, train others, because they're important. Those are the people you say, these are my mentees. These are people I've groomed in the industry. All right, bear that in mind. Now, you want to also get top-level professional certifications in your industry. That's important. Okay, for instance, in project management, if you're a CAPM, then of course, by the time you're moving into leadership, or let me not say top-level management, you should be a PMP. All right, by then you should be moving up. So you bear that in mind as you go on. You have to keep improving. You have to keep adding on to your certifications, to your educational accomplishments, to the courses that you attend, because you can't give what you don't have. You're asking for more responsibility, and that means you're asking for more people to report to you, and you better have the requisite knowledge and experience to carry them along. Okay? What are your priority levels? Your certifications are the most important. You start with that. Your certifications, your degrees. And then next, you're looking at those you mentor. And then, of course, you're looking at external applications. Why do I keep mentioning external applications? I mentioned that because external applications will be important if there's no room for you to grow internally. Within, there's no room. Then you're going to begin to apply outside. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not being disloyal. Remember, you are working your plan in order to improve your professional accomplishments. Milestones, 5 to 10 calendar years. Remember, they're calendar-based schedule, meaning you have 7 years, you have to call out the years. Don't just say 2 years. 2 years, if this is 2024, we're talking about 2026. You want to say exactly the month and the day and the year that you expect to attain that milestone. All right. Finally, I'm going to be sharing about those who are retiring leaders looking to move to second careers. Okay? Basically, the description of your long-term objective is slower paced second career. That's really what this is about. Your current status, you could be in the leadership level, you could be a director, you could be a mid-level. Basically, you could be anything or anybody wishing to move on to a certain career. It doesn't matter the level you've attained in your first career. All right? What are your future phase needs? You are looking for self-directed work. You're looking for work where there's a slower pace. You're still earning reasonably good money, but suddenly earning the best money is no longer the main goal. You're trying to live a long life, enjoy your life, travel, spend time with family, take care of your health, things like that. So you're trying to slow down your pace. You're trying to work less, okay, and earn more. All right, that's why we said self-directed work and then a slower pace. Again, if you're retiring, your actions and your commitments should include grooming your successors in the medium term, okay? And then you want to investigate and initiate proposed new career and landing spots. Now, there are all sorts of professionals out there, financial advisors, career advisors, people who handle sales of businesses and who handle placement of people in lower tasking roles. That professionals out there in the HR industry who do that. You might want to reach out to them to begin to actually look out for other positions out there that might meet the criteria that you have. But as I said, your priority level includes investigate and initiate what is out there. Groom your successors before you move. All right? Milestones, 2 years. Most people who want to retire have a maximum of 2 years to make that decision. Most times when they come to me, they have a 1-year plan. They want to get it done now. They want out. So 2 years is at the maximum. They don't have more than 2 years to make that transition. So you want to be there for them going forwards. All right. Now that we've talked about this now, let's move on to the next thing I want to be sharing with us, okay? The next thing I want to be sharing with us, excuse me. The next thing I want to be sharing with us includes, pull that up here very, very quickly for you. All right. The next thing I want to be sharing with us includes understanding that all these things might be a bit overwhelming for you. You're saying, how do I do this? Where am I? I hope you are taking screenshots, but it really doesn't matter. What do I do? The next step here is we at KDEL, we can do it for you. We can do it with you, not just for you, but you want to sit with us and have those plans in place. And we'll tell you plans that are reasonable, plans that are attainable, plans that are not, plans that are relevant, okay? Plans that are timely, plans that are specific. You can measure them, all those good stuff. We'll be able to work with you on that to get it done. So we'll do it with you and for you within a period of 6 months. Now, people are going to say, why 6 months? You don't need more than 6 months planning. Sometimes you might want an accelerated gap analysis, 3 months. Whatever the case may be, we'll work with you based on your career plans and the urgency that you have in trying to move from one stage to the other. Whatever that urgency is, we're going to work with you on that. So what's the other next step? Now that I've talked about that, I want you to read the short description on the URL below, okay, about our career planning and advancement program. Okay, you can go to kdeleadership.com/career planning advancement. Okay, just as you see on the screen there, kdeleadership.com/career-planning-advancement. It just gives you a brief 4 or 5 line description of what that program is about. Basically, in a short term, it takes about 6 months to get done. In those 6 months, we'll meet with you 12 times, twice a month, to plan and to help you work that plan, help you get those, apply for those certifications, apply for those promotions, okay? Begin to move. And we're there as accountability partners to ensure that you don't slack off, you don't procrastinate, you don't get too laid back. You achieve your plan at the time that you have put that you're going to achieve that plan. All right? Okay, so having said that, the next thing we're going to be asking you to do, I'm closing right now, is you want to grab your free 45-minute meeting with me to discuss this, okay? And to do that, you go to our online calendar, all right? Calendly.com, as you see on the screen, calendly.com/KDE leadership/45min, MIN, all right? You click on that, you see my online calendar, you can book a time with me to finalize your coming into this program. All right, please don't book a time with me if you're not serious about moving on to the next level, okay? We're looking for serious people to help. This is not a meeting for us to convince you to positively impact your career. This is a meeting for those who have decided to positively impact their careers and they are willing to take the next step, okay? So please, please, please ask yourself that question. Are you ready for that move? Are you ready for the commitment of that move? That's why I'm asking you to go to that URL as I showed you on the screen there. Go to that URL, read it up. It's just 4 or 5 lines. Make sure that this is what you want to do. You're ready to take the next step in your career, and then you come ahead and book a time with us. If you're not able to book a time with us, you can also schedule a spot. Email us at support@kdeleadership.com. All right, we'll take it from there. We'll respond to you. My team will get with you. We'll still arrange to have that meeting where we'll break it down. We'll get you committed into the process. And believe me, we will take you to the finish line. All right? We will take you to the finish line. All right. I'll end here by saying congratulations on making this move. Not many people have the courage, the will, the determination to take the next step. Most people think that career advancement will happen in its own time. No, you've got to plan it. And you've got to have a mindset to be committed to achieving those goals that you have set. We all need help. Nobody does it alone, okay? We all need help. All right. I want to say thank you all so much for the last 30 minutes you've been with me, 30, 35 minutes you've been with me. I really do appreciate it. I look forward to helping you accelerate your corporate ascent, or for those who want to transition to a more schedule-friendly and higher earning second career, fine, we'll also be there to help you. On the screen right there, you're going to see, as I said, 2 links. The first one is our online calendar, calendly.com/KDE leadership/45 main. And of course, you can go straight ahead to the URL for the career planning and advancement program, which you can see at the very bottom of the screen there. You can go straight there and go ahead and schedule, join us, and we'll send you an email and work with you to take you to that next level. It's time for me to say goodbye. I want to thank you for working with me. I hope to see you again, either at the online meeting where we can break it down and help you take a decision and help you move forward. Okay? Or at our other broadcasts. Take time to go to LinkedIn and follow me and connect with me. All right, just type in Dr. KD Ewulu, you'll be able to connect with me. So you have a chance to receive all our notifications, all our other broadcasts. You can also join our YouTube channel, okay? It's at KDE Leadership 365, okay? So YouTube at KDE Leadership 365. Okay, there's all sorts of videos there to help you make up your mind, all right? Until then, this is Dr. KD signing off. Take care, be safe out there, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.